The first item on our agenda tonight was canceled, or continued, I should say.
Continued.
For what reason?
The posting didn't get done in conformity with the MPC, so they had to repost it.
Okay. So for the vast audience that is here, we don't have it.
That's true.
Then we have a couple letters here requesting extensions, I suppose. Let's see. Application for Rosen Holding Company Limited Partnership before the Zoning Hearing Board of Radnor Township, 147 Pennsylvania Avenue. Dear John, this is a follow-up to our telephone conversation of August 24th, 2009. We understand that there is no zoning hearing scheduled for the month of September 2009. Accordingly, we respectfully request that we will be placed on the agenda for October 15th, 2009. We will be requesting a 6-month extension. The prior extension, which ran for a period of 6 months, is due to expire October 29th, so accordingly, there is no gap required to be dealt with. Thank you for your consideration. Very truly yours, William Brennan.
Yeah, this is just they're requesting a 6-month continuation for the zone approval we gave in 147 Pennsylvania Avenue. I believe we've done one before. And Mr. Orsatti, I think, do you wish to say anything in addition to the letter?
Why don't we have you up here at the mic if you're going to say anything, and turn it on if it's not on.
Mr. Brennan wasn't able to be here this evening and asked me to take his place. I understand a previous extension was granted for 6 months. We're basically here again to ask for a further extension.
And the reason for the extension is what?
They're having, obviously the economic weather is such that they're having a difficult time financing the new construction of this project. So we would greatly appreciate that extension.
How does the board feel about this?
I don't have one more extension, but I don't have time.
Pardon me?
I don't have a hard time with one
Okay.
more. I'm fine.
Cora? Okay. And we'll grant you the extension.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for coming out tonight.
Okay. And then we have a similar extension for 107 North Aberdeen. And,
Yes.
Mr. Brosman is here for the
Okay,
applicant.
let me read the letter. Dear Mr. Baumann, as you are aware, this office represents 105 Aberdeen LP Aberdeen, owner of property located at 107 North Aberdeen Avenue, Wayne. Aberdeen received certain zoning relief in connection with the property, which zoning relief was originally to expire April 30th, 2009, if a building permit was not obtained by that date. Due to the significant economic downturn that impacted the retail restaurant businesses shortly after issuance of the decision, Aberdeen requested that the zoning hearing board granted an extension of the decision. Pursuant to the enclosed notice, the zoning hearing board granted Aberdeen a 6-month extension of the decision to October 30th, 2009. Unfortunately, in the intervening months, there has been no marked improvements in the economic conditions impacting the retail restaurant industry. Accordingly, we are writing to request an additional 6-month extension of the decision to April 30, 2010. It is hoped that the requested extension will allow sufficient time for economic conditions to improve and to allow Aberdeen to move through the remainder of the approval and permitting process. Please place this matter on the October 15, 2009 agenda of the Zoning Hearing Board. It is my understanding, based upon prior discussions, that it is not necessary for this office or representatives from Aberdeen to attend the hearing. However, should you find it advisable that a representative attend to discuss the need for the extension, we would be happy to do so. Please contact me if you have any questions or require any further information to process the request. Thank you for your attention in this matter.
Madam Chairman,
Signed, Amy Farrell.
I did call Ms. Farrell and say that it's, we generally prefer to have somebody here if that's possible, and Mr. Brosman has come in response to that request.
And the reason for the extension, if you can state it again.
George Brosman for the applicant. As stated in the letter, the economy, you may recall last time, this one may be somewhat unique to ones that you see. My client actually went very promptly after the decision and actually got preliminary land development approval for this. So they invested substantial additional funds in the project and did engineered plans and have that preliminary land development approval, but they have not been in a position to proceed with all the other steps that you need to take to get to a point of a building permit. Financing, finding tenants, pretty much all of it, as you might expect, given the economy.
Are they planning to work at all with the development of the Acme property?
I don't think they have any plans at this time. I know in the past, when we were here before you, they had spoken to the owners to see if there was interest in cooperating, maybe even combining the properties in some way, but at that time, that wasn't able to have happened.
Okay. All right, thank you. Cora?
I have no problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Charlie? Okay, so it's granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have a quick question for the board since we have gobs of time. Since this seems to be a pattern that is developing due to the financial state, we may have these come back again for a third time. What position should we take on something like this? Because normally we have not gone.
More than a year and a half.
Yeah.
However, the economy is like that. What can we do?
Well,
Unless there's something changing, I mean, in each of these cases, there's nothing changed other than the economy, but what they want to do, how that fits in with what we approved, why wouldn't we extend it?
I don't know.
I don't mean as a-
That's I'm asking the question.
I don't mean as a rubber stamp, but, unless there's something unusual.
Charlie,
I
turn your microphone.
know. I don't know. I think we just have to go and see what happens. I don't think we can come 6 months today for what's going to be 6 months from now. I mean, things could change. I mean, it could even, there could even be changes in the zoning ordinance between now and then they come back another time. I mean, the whole situation might change. I think we have to kind of do each one individually as an individual case when it comes up. I just think maybe you're right. I think we may look at it a little bit differently where we may have only given 2 extensions or 3 extensions. We may have to give the 4th one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, for this case, they requested a year extension. We gave only 6 months.
Yes.
That's why it came back.
Right.
Yeah, but they also changed it. If I remember correctly, is the one with the restaurant, didn't they come back and they wanted to change something? They wanted more space. They wanted less space in the front, and we denied that, I think. And then we gave them an extension because they were going to do something else. And now this is the second
I think we
extension.
modified the parking to their favor. They came in with something that was, too little, and then I think that we, gave them the North Aberdeen. I think we modified that somewhat, and I think they were told, suggested that was all that we were going to do on that.
Mhm.
But, it seems to me the problem is the economy, and it's a very real problem. I think that the board, there's no need for the board to make a policy of, until further notice, we'll give 1 year's or 4 extensions or whatever. But it's something to think about in terms of, it is a reality, and particularly where the applicant has gotten the land development approval. So for the subdivision land development piece, they've got their 5 years for preliminary. So I guess I concur with, my thought is, I concur with Charlie that we ought to look at it again. But on the other hand, this board has never, in terms, in my, working with you, been, rigid or not respecting reality. And the reality is the economy is in disarray right now, and may be for some time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else we need to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah, but, we don't have the zoning officer here for this kind of discussion. He should have been here.
I'm not sure we have a zoning officer.
Yes, we do. Matt Bauman.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
In all fairness, I talked to Matt, and I didn't think, he asked me if I thought there was a need for him to be here. I said that, rightly or wrongly, that we were just doing 2 administrative matters, and that I didn't think we needed that.
Yeah, it would have been silly for him to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they are the ones who are supposed to send the extension letter.
Well, I'm sure the information will get to them.
Yeah, right.
All right. Any further business then?
Good night.
Then this long meeting is adjourned.